One of the easiest ways to update your home decor is to create your own decorative pillows. And today I'm going to show you how to do just that. And we're even going to add a little zipper and flap on the back of our pillows. Hi, I'm Natalie, owner of the Sewing Studio, and today we're going to do just that. So here's the things that we're going to need to get this pillow together, and we'll talk a little bit more about them as we're getting things into the process. You'll need your pillow front. Here you can see that I have quilted my pillow front. That's not something you have to do, but a piece that I added. We have a zipper that's wider than the pillow that we need to make. We have a piece of fabric for the flap that's going over our zipper, as well as the fabric that we'll need for the back of the pillow. And then I am going to create the piece around our pillow with binding for that. We have our pillow form, and then you'll need a tape measure because we're going to measure your pillow before we start. All right, so to get this project started, it's really important that you know what size pillow you're going to be working with. So you need to decide what pillow form you're using and go ahead and get that and have it with you. Then we're going to measure our pillow from the side seam over to the other side seam. So you don't want to measure straight across because you won't have the correct measurement, but we're going to measure from side seam to side seam. And this one, for example, is 16 inches. And so that's what we want to make sure that our pieces are cut to. So the width of our back fabric is going to be the measurement of the pillow that you're using. And then the length of that fabric is going to be an inch or two longer than the pillow itself. We're going to be adding a zipper, and you want to be able to square up and have it match the way it needs to be. And so you'll need that piece. Our zipper goes outside of that measurement. So at 16, you'd want at least an 18-inch zipper. And then the fabric that we're going to use to cover up that flap, you'll need it to measure the width of your pillow. And then here I've done 4 inches and then folded it in half. So we'll have those pieces there. And then on your back fabric, you're actually going to take that whole piece and cut it in half. And we'll use those 2 pieces with the zipper. So we have all of our pieces here. So let's go take a look at getting our zipper in. All right, now that we have all of our pieces cut and we're ready to go, we are going to start with our back and the zipper. And first thing, we're going to take one of our pieces of our back and we're going to put our zipper face down on top of the right side of the fabric. So the fabric's faced up and the zipper is face down. And we're going to take and sew a 1/4 inch seam from the side of our zipper here. And the easiest way for me to do that with our Baby Lock sewing machines is to take and line up my edge of the zipper with the inside of the metal piece here and move my needle all the way over to the left. And we're just going to sew straight down that side of that. And you can see here that the J-foot is really close to those zipper teeth, but it's not pushing my zipper away from me, which is more important. Okay, we'll get the inmost, cut it loose. And now we have our zipper attached to one side of that pillow. So the next step is to top stitch along this fabric. If we don't, a lot of times your back will come and get caught in your zipper teeth. So we want to take and move our fabric back to one side. And here we're going to take and line up that background fabric or backing fabric of our pillow with that edge of that inside piece of that J-foot again. And we're going to move our needle back to center. And that will take and sew this kind of to the edge of that zipper and keep it smooth back so it doesn't get caught in your zipper teeth later. And you can kind of smooth it as you go. Okay, so there we have the zipper attached to the bottom part of our pillow. And now we're ready to add those other 2 pieces. So now that we have our zipper in and we've top stitched along that line, we have this piece done and we're ready to add the rest of the fabrics to complete the back of our pillow. So we're gonna start by adding the flap that's going to cover our zipper. And remember, I had this 4 inches wide and it's the width of this pillow form. So however wide you needed it, that wide, and then I used 4 inches. It covers it really well. You could change that maybe to 3 inches as well if you wanted that strip to be a little bit smaller. So it's layered on top of our zipper. So our zipper is right side up. We have the raw folded edge along the top edge of our zipper. And we're making sure that this flap lines up on both sides of that fabric. And then we're gonna take the other piece of the backing fabric that we had. We're gonna make sure that it is wrong side up, so right sides are together and lined up with the top of that zipper. At this point, you may want to pin all of this in place so it doesn't slide, since we have 3 layers going. And then we're gonna sew that side just like we did the other one. All right, so I have the zipper, my flap on top of that raw edge, and then my back fabric face down. Again, I'm gonna line this all with the inside of the J-foot here on the right, and then I've moved my needle all the way over to the left. And we're just gonna sew down that side. All right, when we're done with that, what we need to do is open this up, and you want to leave the flap facing down over your zipper, because now we have our zipper in within that flap. And again, we're going to top stitch this back towards the back fabric. So we're gonna pull this over and top stitch. I'm gonna move my needle back to center. Okay, and so just like that, we have a back, and our zipper is here to be opened to create the flap that we can insert the pillow form into. So now that we have that flap created over our zipper, what we want to make sure and do is have the flap covering the zipper, and then on the back, we're going to move our zipper in a little bit so it's out of our way. So we have the flap underneath, and then here's the 2 zipper legs. And the worst thing to happen is for that zipper to come off when you're so close to being done. So we're just going to take and sew a short seam across that zipper, very close to the edge of our pillow, and that will keep that zipper from coming off, and we'll hide that seam later when we cover it with our binding. And I am using a nylon zipper, and that's why I can sew over them. You wouldn't want to use a metal zipper on a project like this. Okay, so there we have our back and our zipper functions. You want to make sure that your zipper functions before you finish. And now we're ready to add our back to our pillow front. So before we take and actually sew the back to the front of our pillow, we'll need to make sure and trim the back fabric to be the same size as our front. Remember, we made this longer so that we could account for the zipper and not have to fight it. So before we do the next step, we're going to trim the back to the same size as the front. And then we're also going to take and trim off this excess zipper that we don't need. So I'll do that, and then we'll be ready for the next step. So now that we have our back completed, what you want to make sure and do is open your zipper at least halfway through. If you don't, then you're not going to have a way to flip this pillow. So for this one, you have 2 choices. The first choice is to take and lay these 2 fabrics right sides together and sew around your whole pillow and then flip it right sides out. If you're going to do that, you might add another 1/2 inch around to all sides, make it a little 1/2 inch wider here on the length and the width. For the version that I did, I took my pillow front and laid it with my back, wrong sides together, And then I actually added binding to the outside of my pillow. I like that it has that little edge around the outside. But if you don't have skills for binding, then you can certainly just flip it from the inside out. If you are interested in adding the binding, then you could take a look at our quilt binding technique video, and you'll see a link right here. And just like that, here we have our decorative pillow finished. We've added our zipper, and we have that nice flap that covers it. This process can be used on any size pillow, even bench pillows if you have those at home. I really hope that you enjoyed getting to do this project with us, and we'll see you next time. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to receive those notifications, make sure you click on the bell icon. Thanks for letting us turn your inspiration into a creation.